Hey guys, so today I'm gonna have to be doing a voiceover commentary for this because, dang it, this night was extremely difficult and I had to pretty much just stay quiet the whole time because I had to be on immense concentration. And I don't know why I, in particular, was struggling so much with this game. As you remember from my previous streams on this game, it took me almost an hour to beat night 3. And yeah, I just don't know why I was having such a tough time with it, but pretty much I'm just going to be going through each of the characters and explaining their mechanics and why it was so difficult. So first up we have Popgoes, which he moves off the stage and makes his way towards the main hall there. And pretty much depending on where he is standing in that hall, he will move to the corresponding room that he is at the door that he is standing at in the hall. However, what I was having so much difficulty with is trying to find out where the camera in particular is positioned in the hall, because for some reason I kept thinking that the camera was faced, or it was put up from the angle that, like, I'm looking at the hall that he's heading to, if you understand what I'm saying. So I always just kept getting confused on which room he would enter. So it would take me way too much time to figure out where he was, and by the time I'd find him, he'd already have the part of the Shadow Bonnie that he builds on the table behind you. So I eventually just memorized which room he enters when he does that, when he's in a certain position. So the next character are the Squirrel Sisters, which you probably have been just seeing. They move from the stage and go into the back room and enter the ventilation systems. They really only count as one animatronic as they both move together. You gotta find the corresponding room that they're in of the vents, click the vent camera, and turn on the heat. And that will keep them at bay. And on night 6, it was particularly more difficult as they moved really, really fast if you did not have the heat going for just a small window of time. And it's really easy to forget about them when you're trying to focus on the other characters. And if you see that red button, it's not there right now, but you'll see it right after I light them up. The red button will indicate that if the heat is still on or not. And when it turns off, you gotta go quick and go back to that vent and turn it on. And particularly what makes this hard is that every time you switch a camera, you gotta click vent camera in order to view the vent. So that can slow you down a lot, which will give them and Popgoes more time to move. And now, our third character is Blake the Badger, and what he does is he will appear in camera 7, and when he does, then the screen on camera 7 will start flickering a bunch of colors and will eventually stop on a color. What you need to do is you need to click on the corresponding color button right under your monitor, and then click the yellow badger button right next to your monitor, and that will reset him and set him back for a while. Now, I'm not completely sure how often he does this, but my guess is probably once every hour. So he's not a particularly hard character, but once again, like the Squirrel Sisters, he can be kind of hard to remember when you're focusing on everything else. And this all wouldn't be too bad, although the part that makes it really hard is Stone the Crow, which is outside of the restaurant. And what he does is he just causes hallucinations and stuff. And sometimes when you look at the window, there is a chance that he will look into your eyes and cause your panic meter to shoot up a ton. That's another element with all the characters mixed in that makes it really difficult, is you can't have your panic meter high, otherwise that will cause more hallucinations. And at 5 a.m., you're going to kind of see it a lot. My panic bar is going to be kind of on the higher side, and it causes more hallucinations, and then it just shoots up your panic meter a lot, and then if you look to the right and he decides to look at you, then your panic meter shoots up even more. And I think that's where I lost a lot of times. And this is not my, I should have mentioned, this is not my first attempt. I had so many attempts before this. So I decided I was just going to put this one in, because the other ones were just essentially just not going to be very interesting. Just me trying again and again and again and again and getting nowhere, because I already knew how to do everything. You have to kind of get into a certain rhythm. You have to, and you just got to be kind of put in a good position in order for this to work out well, because the vent turning off has to align with Popgoes standing in the hallway. So then as soon as you turn off or turn on the vent, then you should see Popgoes move from there. So then you could shut him down. And then just all has to correlate correctly. And then you check on Blake as the room is being shut down. And then you just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you gotta cut some time out in order to be able to lower your panic meter. So it all really is just a very, very tight space with no room to breathe. And as you can see, the Squirrel Sisters are getting a lot closer. You have about 6 different places that the Squirrel Sisters will go before they will not be able to be stopped. And then Popgoes can, I think, pick up 5 parts, and then after that 6th part, then there's nothing you can do, and then the Shadow Bonnie will be built. And then Blake, yeah, he's an instant death if you don't take care of him soon enough. Your monitor will just turn off, and then he will just jump scare you from the left. So, at this point, I have already won. So thank you guys for listening. gosh. Oh my gosh. Just, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why was that so hard? That took way longer than it should have. Congrats on beating the game. As a token of our appreciation, we're letting you check out some extras, have fun, and thanks for playing. Unlocked custom night character profiles, development mix, scrapped concepts, and minigame map. Dear God. Oh my goodness. Extras. Right, let's check out the extras, I guess. Popgoes, the weasel, species least weasel. Green power color. Blake the badger, species European badger. Power color yellow. Sarah the squirrel, species gray squirrel, power color blue. Saffron the squirrel, species red squirrel, power color pink. Stone the crow. Oh, this was the guy looking at me in the drive-thru that kept annoying me half the time at 5 a.m. Species carrion crow, power color red. Black rabbit, power color white. Gemstone. Find the truth. Okay, I can't do any of these. Right, let's check out development. Popgoes. Stone and Blake. Squirrels. Gemstone. Okay, I haven't seen Gemstone yet. Map and phone. Yeah, you were here. Oh, wait. Wait, are we here? Yeah, we're there. Oh, that's a different map. Front view. Interesting kitchen. Oh, yeah, that's the kitchen. Birthday room. Much more clear on here than on the cameras. MISC crops. Alright, now scrapped concepts. Force the mold. Encore. Plastic grave. Ooh, that looks good though. It's kind of a shame it got canceled. Easter eggs. Oh, a Five Nights at Candy's promo. We tried to pack this game full of Easter eggs as ammunition for the theories people will hopefully come up with as they play it or look through the game's files. Don't. However, the story has changed over time in the game, and we've made it clear that the Easter eggs should always help with solving it. Therefore, some Easter eggs have been scrapped because they no longer help with the lore, or in some cases actually confuse it further. Here are those Easter eggs. Oh, they removed it. Those Nights at Fredbear's promo for Nixon. Yeah, thank you for removing that one, because I don't like Nixon. I've talked to him before, he's rude. Oh, and then Balloon Boy in the... Yeah, Balloon Boy in the hall, in the parking lot, and then the end of Skeleton. They have 3 props. You notice that the Popgoes minigames have very similar style as the minigames that you see once you beat a night in the third Five Nights at Freddy's game. Despite what some people might be saying, this is actually a design choice, and not something we relied on because we are unoriginal. If you pay attention to the story, you'll know why the minigame sprites look so familiar. On top of this, we actually made other props for the game that were clearly influenced from props found in FNAF 3. They were scrapped because it seemed too cheap and boring. Yeah, that's kind of a copy of the Freddy. Dusk Fan doesn't look too bad. That one, and then, yeah, that one kind of copies the ending for Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Paper menu. Before we settled on a Weaselware themed menu for the game, we had an idea that basically went, what if the menu was an actual menu? We ended up designing, modeling, and animating a full paper-styled restaurant menu. Unfortunately, the credits had to be constantly updated. Having to make a model every time a person joined was super inefficient. Looks cool, though. Oh, yeah, that looks cool. Oh, yeah, that's neat. Old mini-games. We We went through plenty of different minigames ideas for Popgoes, all which were explicitly designed to be similar to the ones you play once you beat Night FNAF 3. Before we settled with the current style and gameplay for the minigames, we had an idea that if we played as Fritz, building the animatronics presence in the pizzeria, you'd go near printers in the corners of the room, wait for them to finish building the character in the middle, and then give up their respective prop. It was super boring, repetitive, and didn't really tell the player much of the story, other than the fact that the animatronics are made out of 3D printed parts. So we changed them, and now the minigames tell a very important story. Oh, Panic UI. Popgoes has a pretty simple mechanic called Panic. Panic is a variable that goes up as you play the game. It also goes down when the player does some specific things. If the panic reaches 100%, the player will die from a panic attack, which is a game ender in the form of an animatronic jump scare, not Black Rabbit. The frequency of Stone Crow's camera appearances also increases as the panic goes up. So that explains a lot. It was like near the end there, I was kind of getting a lot of more stone, and I'm just like, don't you dare ruin this game for me, because I'm so close this time. So that explains why I kept showing up, because my panic meter was going up. In the game, the ways to determine whether your panic is high or low through audio cues, the frequency of Stone Crow's appearances, and of course the panic bar at the bottom left of the screen. However, there was also the plain feature of an eye symbol to pair with the bar. This eye would show whether the panic of the player was going up or down. It also blinks to refresh the screen and update the animatronics placement in the pizzeria. Unfortunately, it was agreed that the eye on top of the bar made the game too easy. It also ended up conflicting with the lore. How does that conflict with the lore? Don't know what that is. Minigame map. Oh my gosh, that map is huge. If y'all remember my stream back in the summer, I was having such a rough time trying to figure it out. So that's huge. Saffron route. Sarah route. Lake route. Popgoes route. Oh wait, I already went to the credits. Alright, custom night. Oh my goodness. You know what, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna be quiet again though. Good night. Oh, this is not gonna be a good night. Oh boy, he already got a part. Yep, he got a part. No, maybe I shouldn't panic. I shouldn't panic. Oh boy, I'm gonna die of a heart attack. Oh boy, oh boy. Whoa. Alright, yep, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. No way am I doing this. I'm not doing this. But hang on a minute, though. Extras. There. I need to find out what I need to do here, because I don't know what I need to do here. Well, anyway, thank you guys. Oh, hey, there's a star. Yeah, I got a star. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like down below. If you are not already, please consider subscribing. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.